Okay, hello everybody, it's me, the Excellent Reviewer, back for the next chapter in Sonic High School, so let's get down to it quickly with the Sonic recap. So what's been happening in the first couple of chapters is that Sonic is in high school, and his teacher asked for a journal entry that he did, and she read it, and it read that he has very itchy balls. And so he is ashamed, and he goes home, takes a massive poop. Everyone talks about the massive poop, and then all of a sudden on the same day he realizes that it's prom. Oh no, it's prom, so he has to get ready. And he and Tails go to this scary island. Turns out it's a trap by Dr. Eggman so he could capture Tails, and he also has Amy captured, and he's all like, hey, I'm gonna have sex to her tonight. And so Sonic ultimately stops the plan. They go back to school the next day, and then Espio is all like, hey man, I want to get a date. And he's like, I like Rouge so much. So they're like, oh, let's go get you a date with Rouge. They get a date with Rouge. He's all like, wow, one of us can have our first sex done. And they realize they don't really know what to do, and it's left on the cliffhanger of what's really going to happen on the date with Rouge. And now we go back to Sonic High School. It was the end of the day at school, and it was time that Sonic and Tails and Knuckles got back on the bus at the bus stop to board it all the way home from school. We are on the bus now, said Tails. No more classes. Tails was happy, but sad because he is smart. Sonic and Tails sat down together, and Knuckles sat right in the middle of the aisle, which he usually did not do, but sometimes when not everyone was on the bus. It looked like Espio and Rouge were not on the bus because they were too busy getting ready to go to sex tonight. Now they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Knuckles laid across the aisle, even more stretched out than when he just sat across two seats, because now the limits were the Alpha and the Omega. How can we help Espio, said Sonic to Tails. Tails responded, I don't know, and he thought on the bus. The bus drove bumpy on the bumpful roads all the way home. Then they all got out at the bus stop that they normally got in the bus at, just like always. Sonic ran out of the bus, and then Tails, and then Knuckles in order. Time to go home, said Tails. We're almost there. And then they walked the rest of the way home. When they got home, it was dinner time, and Sonic was at a different home from Tails and Knuckles because they were all in different families, so they did not live together. And Sonic's mom made a dinner. Sonic's mom made Chinese food, and Sonic ate it. At the end, there was a fortune cookie. Sonic broke it open and ate the cookie part, and kept the paper that was inside that held a magical fortune on it. Sonic looked at the fortune and read it to himself in his head. The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis, said Sonic inside of his head, reading the fortune cookie, and he knew it was a good sign for what was about to happen tonight when Espio and Rouge went to sex. Then the phone rang. Sonic ran to the phone and picked it up and said hello into it. It was Tails. I have an idea, said Tails. On the phone to Sonic, who was listening but not speaking. I can give Espio my invisibility hat for the science competition, and he can use it to do sex for Rouge. Sonic smiled so wide, like the King of Fire finding out he burned New York City with only his fire powers. Sonic and Tails went to Espio's house later, which was not easy to walk to normally for most people, but Sonic is super fast, so he ran there and helped Tails get there too. Seeing as Tails is not as fast as Sonic. They knocked on the house, and Espio came out to the door. Here's my invisibility hat that you can use with Rouge tonight to make sex in. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear you when you are wearing the hat, or when someone is wearing the hat wants you also to be impossible to see and impossible to hear, screamed Tails, whose voice was a little hoarse from ordering food with the lunch lady, whose hearing was lost in an earthquake in her childhood. Tails had to say the things he wanted so loud, and she would say, what? And Tails wondered why she even had ears if she wasn't going to use them. Good point. Espio grabbed the invisibility hat from Tails and said, cool, thanks, and kept going to Sonic and Tails left, and wished him luck far away at their homes. Back at home, Sonic thought it would be good that Espio would get sex into Rouge, so then he could explain it to Sonic, and Sonic would know how to find Amy's sex spots even better, because otherwise he would have to read about it online, because all he knew about kissing, which wasn't really sex, but it was probably a kind of the same thing, and Sonic would just read about it online before talking about it anyway, and he would know the right words for the things then. Sonic sat on his chair that was in front of Sonic's computer and opened up Sonic Instant Messenger and messaged Amy, who was doing the same thing the same time but at her home, and said, "Hey Amy, want to finally become true boyfriend and girlfriend by reaching sex this weekend?" Sonic waited for a long time at his computer, and it seemed Amy was not there because she did not respond to anything. Sonic played games online, beat all the final bosses, because he was like an alien sent to Earth to destroy records set by others. Then Amy finally responded. What Amy said was, "No way!" Sonic was so shocked, his brain must have felt like a total idiot. That is the end of the 5th chapter of Sonic High School. Not as action-packed as the other episodes have been, but you know what? If you're wondering why I sound like I'm really dumb, one is because I am dumb, but two, that's the way the grammar is. But I think you sort of catched on by now. But still, not as really as action-packed as the other episodes. Now we're left on a cliffhanger. How's Amy gonna react to this other than no way? Well, we're gonna find out in the next chapter. So do me a favor, let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I've been Samuel V, aka the Excellent Reviewer, and I'll see you all as soon as I can.